Hey guys, thank you guys for watching my channel, Stock and Cryptocurrency Investments. So today we're going to talk about how to get out of debt. Now that's one thing I find very troublesome. So recently what happened to me is I financed for the car that I wanted for the first time. Let's just say that was a big mistake, but I financed for the car that I've been wanting. And thank goodness my mother, she's like, you need to buy full coverage. I'm like, fine, I'll pay the extra, 10, 20 bucks a month to, get it done. And what that's going to do is that's going to cover anything that happens on top of whatever, you know, the gap insurance doesn't cover. So thank goodness I did that. I bought gap insurance, which covers, any kind of dealership debt or anything like that. If you get in an accident, you lose your car, it covers everything. And so that's what I did. I did that. And what happened was a week later, someone hit me and took off. Totaled my whole car. All right. The insurance company, they couldn't do anything. They're like, we'll write you a $6,000 check. My overall finance on the vehicle was $17,000. Thank goodness I bought gap insurance though, because that gap insurance teamed up with the full coverage and I got to walk away from it. Not many times does that happen, but since I never made my first payment on the vehicle and I only had it for a week and the payments go by every 2 weeks, I got lucky. And I'm glad I got to walk away because, believe it or not, that actual car actually had transmission issues and a bunch of recalls, and I didn't know it. And the dealership failed to tell me. So you got to be very careful when it comes to investing in things you are unsure about. And that is one thing I did, and one mistake I will always remember, is never invest into a vehicle based on the way it looks or based on how good it sounds. Do your research, and it turns out that check the insurance company wrote me for $6,000, that's all the vehicle is worth. And my total financing cost was going to be $17,000. So not only is getting ripped off, the vehicle only had 118,000 miles on it. That itself, little did I know, was a ripoff on top of the ripoff. So I got lucky, guys. I didn't get to have any debt. Right now I'm sitting on some student loans. I do have some student loans. The government just passed a 6-month relief program. And which means that you ain't gonna owe any interest on the debt that you owe. However, guys, if you guys can get that debt paid off as soon as possible, not only you're not gonna have to worry about any interest, but you're gonna make your credit score go up higher, and you're not gonna have to worry about any kind of issues resulting in the end of it. Pretty much the most important thing, guys, you guys must know is, in order to stay out of debt, don't invest in the things you're unsure about. Make sure you do your research. I'm talking, if you find a car, do 3 to 4 days of research. I'm talking reviews. I'm talking YouTube videos. And this goes for everything you buy, any kind of investment you make in life. Whether it's a new computer, a new TV, make sure you read your specs. Yeah, specs sound good on paper, but what you need to do is you need to do your research based on consumer basis and consumer expectations and the overall average happiness results that each person or each individual has gotten from each investment they have made. Getting out of debt is simple. One thing I did learn, for example, I had a Kohl's card once, all right? And, I wasn't having too much income coming in at the time, but it was my first debit card, or excuse me, my first credit card. And, I, bought some things I shouldn't have bought, like clothes and stuff like that I didn't need. And, I racked up some debt. So what I did was the little income that I had, I put some money, towards the credit card to pay it off so that I didn't avoid tons of interest a month. So I had a $300 credit line. I spent $50 at once. And my payments a month were like $10 to $25 plus interest. So what I did was I bought what I wanted, and come to find out that these debt companies, they have a way of they have a loophole. And that loophole is, say you owe a monthly fee of $25. Say you bought something May 20th and your bill is due May 30th. You pretty much just moved your bill and shifted it an additional 3 weeks. How their company works is when you owe them debt, they go based on the new total, and they base their interest on the new total. So say you're to buy something at the beginning of the month for $20, and halfway the month goes through without you buying anything, and then that due date's coming up. If you were to actually buy something else, it would actually restart that payment cycle and that debt cycle, and you wouldn't owe money until the month after that week you bought something. So if you bought something on the 15th and you bought something on the 1st, whatever you bought on the 1st is going to be pretty much added to your total of debt, and the overall interest rate is going to be based on the new total for the next month. So your overall due date is going to be pushed out an additional several days because you purchased something and you updated the overall system. So that's a loophole I did find. It's kind of interesting how that works. It doesn't really make much sense, but if you buy something on the 1st and you don't have money to afford it at the end of the month, as long as you buy something small or buy something in the middle of the month, your overall what you're going to owe at the end of the month is going to be pushed out an additional whatever days to equal another month. And you're not going to owe interest, which is kind of interesting. So that's one thing to keep note, guys. When it comes to debt, one thing you have to learn in order to stay out of debt is don't invest in the things you're unsure about. As long as you stick to that, guys, you guys will be good. Thank you guys for watching my channel, Stock and Cryptocurrency Investments. Feel free to subscribe and push the little bell on the right-hand side of your screen to get notifications on when I post next videos. Thank you, guys. Peace.